Hi all, and welcome to this version of the Introduction to Power BI. This one's for managers. We're going to create a student progress dashboard, a bit like the one that we showed you in the pre-course information. It's going to be based on two different Moodle outputs, but you can adapt it for your own college. So you've got a starter file, it's got 5 sheets of student info, but these are all data masked, obviously with the student names overwritten. Each class page has got the following fields: names, last in course, progress, and then email, and then whether they've done theory or practical tasks, depending upon the class. In addition, we've put one calculated field within the Excel, task complete. We just work out how many they've done based on our grading scheme. You would have to update that, obviously, for your own college. We've also got task due and when the marking's up to date by. Once the dashboard is set up, we redo the marking, we simply overwrite the Excel, refresh Power BI, and it's always up to date. Suitable for Power BI beginners, but you will need a good grounding in Excel for this one. As for the equipment, Power BI Desktop currently only available to Windows users. Power BI suggests a minimum of 2 gig of RAM, but I would recommend an absolute minimum of 4. It's a big old application we're going to be using. So a little bit of background there on Power BI, one of the most asked for software out there. Just makes sense of data. But before we start, 2 different elements: Power BI Desktop and Service, which confuses everybody. The desktop, that's what we're going to use. That's where you make all your visualizations, your data transformation, and so on. The Power BI service, which everybody sees in their Teams and so on, that's just the online app where we publish our completed reports too. Planning. Always make sure that you know about your data set before you start. I know that sounds obvious, but we're all too quick just to jump in and so on. So, with that in mind, here's a little snapshot of what we've provided for you. First name, last name, email address, when they're last on the course, and then a list of their tasks. First thing, create a folder in your OneDrive called Power BI for Managers. I always prefix mine with whatever year it is so I can find them, but Power BI works by connecting to the data set. You can change the different source, but for your own sanity, create a folder, put the starter set in the same folder, and don't move it. When you first open Power BI Desktop, the start page now looks like this. It's regularly updated, but that's the most up-to-date version. Select blank report, and in the same way that Excel can have multiple sheets, a Power BI report can have multiple dashboards. You've got 4 views. The report view, obviously they're all empty at the moment. Report view, that's where we're going to build our visualizations and dashboards. Next one down is table view. So once we connect to our data sets, that's where we see it. We've then got model view. Model view is where it gets quite powerful. You start joining data sets together. The last one's been a fairly new addition. It's called DAX query view. We're not going to touch on that today, but that's where you can add your own custom code rather. Select import data from Excel and then navigate to your start file. Yeah, apologies, you're going to get plenty of this. This is what you need plenty of for Power BI. Patience. Okay, but there is a point. It's a big power-hungry application. Let it do its thing in the background. Can take a minute to get itself going. When you select a file, Power BI will ask you which of the tables you want. In this case, select all 5 sheets and you'll see a preview. You've got the option at this point, if you wanted to transform, but we're just going to go ahead and load. And as I say, be patient, just let it connect. Once loaded, your data will all appear on the right-hand side, data pane. And also, I've renamed them all. If you connect your data sets, they come in as table 1, table 2. Do rename them just for your own sanity. There we go. Just 3 dots there. I'll allow you to rename. Click the chevron next to the NPA4 to expand, and you'll see all the different fields there. You'll see some have got a Greek sigma sign. That means it's a number, calendar icon for a date, and the rest of text. There's not an autosave in Power BI, so let's straight away file, save as, call it PBI student progress. I always tend to keep the Power BI file itself in the same folder. Right, we'll come back in a wee minute, have a cup of tea, and we'll see you in a bit. Thank you.